U.S. Supreme Court blocks Biden's Title IX rules allowing men and women's restrooms, locker rooms and sports. August 17, 2024. From Resist the Mainstream. The U.S. Supreme Court has blocked the Biden administration's Title IX rules that mandate public schools to allow men and women's restrooms, locker rooms and sports. As the Daily Wire noted, the rules went into effect on August 1 for 24 states, changing the definition of sex to include sexual orientation and gender identity. The law was initially implemented in 1972, forcing schools that receive funding from the government to not discriminate against students based on sex. The High Court, however, has delivered a blow to the Biden administration's Title IX, having sided with lower courts who ruled against the government's attempts to sever the sexual orientation and gender identity portions of the new rules from the guidelines as a whole, and allow the rest of the rewritten rules to go into effect, per the Daily Wire. Although the focus of the law was centered around transgender issues, the latest rule changes eliminate due process protections for students accused of sexual assault. Such protections were implemented by the Trump administration. In its ruling, the Supreme Court agreed with lower courts, saying that the new definition of sex discrimination is intertwined with and affects many other provisions of the new rule, meaning it could not be removed from the rest of the guidelines. Those who dissented in the case included Justices Sotomayor, Kagan, Jackson and Gorsuch. The Daily Wire pointed out that the block is simply temporary as the legal system addresses the issue and as the federal government appeals decisions by lower courts. Weeks ago, when the new rules were supposed to go into effect, former President Donald Trump said that if elected president, one of his first orders of business would be to repeal the Biden administration's rules. "I will keep men out of women's sports," Trump wrote on Truth Social. While speaking with conservative commentators Clay Travis and Buck Sexton, the former president said he would repeal the Biden administration's Title IX rules on day one of his presidency. President Trump just pledged to all of us on @Clay and Buck that men will not be allowed to compete against women in sports when he is elected president. Travis said. He promises to take care of it on day one and end Kamala and Biden's new Title IX policies allowing this to happen. Travis added. The new Title IX rules were previously blocked by 26 states. U.S. District Judge Terry Doughty, who was appointed by Trump, said the new rules were a threat to democracy. Title IX was written and intended to protect biological women from discrimination. Doughty wrote. Such purpose makes it difficult to sincerely argue that, at the time of enactment, discrimination on the basis of sex included gender identity, sex stereotypes, sexual orientation, or sex characteristics. Enacting the changes in the final rule would subvert the original purpose of Title IX, protecting biological females from discrimination. He added. Other judges ruled similar to Doughty. U.S. District Judge John Brooms, who was also appointed by Trump, included a lengthy list of K-12 schools and universities where the rules would be blocked in his ruling.